with eggs. Boom.
That sucks.
All right, I'm getting control of this podcast right now.
It was fire.
Nick, you've been part of Front Street for how long?
Since the beginning.
Since the beginning. When?
Day one.
When was that?
I don't know. What does it say on the stickers? 2014?
I think so. Yeah.
Then 2013.
When it was bath salts.
Team bad. So, oh, is that what we want to talk about?
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't finish a bunch of thoughts. But
No,
yeah.
it's fine.
All
It's
right,
fine.
so start. Let's go.
Yeah. So I just want to know, how old are you, first of all?
29.
29. Okay. So
I think the oldest member of Front Street is like 40. But they're not an
Who the
average.
fuck is?
They're not.
Whoa,
they're not
wait,
an
Jeff.
average-
no.
Nope. Nope.
Is there?
Chris Kachese.
Okay, Chazy. He's
He
probably
is
the old-
not 40 years
Yes,
old.
he is.
Definitely 40.
Yeah.
Really?
He was 36 when I met him. That was 10 years ago.
He's right though. He's right. He literally. Yeah.
I met
maybe
Chris
he's
at,
like right below 40, but yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if anybody, they want me to talk about this, but like the progression of Front Street always had to do with acquiring people that were a little bit of a step ahead of us.
Yeah.
So like it started with the core group that none of them still drift besides like Josh, because he was the beginning. Tom is
A
not,
lot
like,
of you
core.
guys still are involved though. They don't, and no one drifts like.
Yeah, I mean Alex talks about driving all the
Yeah.
time. He's just scared.
Yeah.
You know what? So like, it's not even scared. It's just like they took the hiatus, and Tom and
you get
Josh's
comfortable.
car became so fast and gripped up that now like Josh and like
Yeah, it's way different.
They
Yeah.
can't keep up with their friends anymore. So it's like, now what are you gonna do? You're gonna go and drive and not drive with your friends, and all your friends are driving with all these, all
you
these
dump
cool
a bunch of
people and
money in
shit.
your car.
Or you dump a bunch of money again. But it's like, my car works. Why am I? We came from like building the car up because it didn't work. Oh, it didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. Now it works, and it's like, well, their car works way better.
Yeah, and it's dialed, but they have their own.
They
want to do their own thing.
It progressed.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody fell back a little bit. It progressed, and then in the Front Street manner, it acquired other people and it like went. It went.
Bring 'em in your
It's
group.
going further. So like apparently that's just like Front Street fashion. So like it started with the core group, right? Then Tom was being annoying.
I think you guys just have role models. That's it, and you fucking just kept acquiring fucking more people.
So
you,
do we have role models?
Now
or
you're a role model.
They want to be with us, like.
You're a role model, believe it or not.
No, I'm not.
Shut the
Yes,
fuck up.
you literally brought in like 4 fucking kids like 45 minutes
did
ago.
do
You're
that.
a role model.
That was an accident.
No, it wasn't.
They thought I had like, they were like, yo, it was
Well,
a fat kid, like you got Snickers and shit. Like
There's one thing that
they were like, yo, we know Frankie got yodels in the office. Where the fuck is that guy Frankie? Yo, we gonna kick the door in.
So there's one thing that I know that people that listen to this podcast are, I don't want to use the term jealous, but they yearn to have a friend group of this people that drift. You know what I mean? Like, you know how we got lucky,
Yeah.
but so they want to hear like
lucky.
I would, yeah,
Yeah, you
I mean,
I have the most solid friend
Yeah.
group in all of drifting.
yeah.
And that has only extended.
Yeah.
I mean, me and you.
So how
are
did
friends.
that-
Yeah, dude.
how did
God
that
bless. I'm fucking
happen?
very appreciative.
How does that happen?
In
You just
Staten
be
Island.
real.
like with
Oh,
Front
how did
Street.
that happen? It's just we just rode bikes together forever, or like skateboarded together forever, right? We all like were in the skate park. We all started drifting.
You were doing kick flips and shit.
No, I never skateboarded a day in my life,
But I was there.
but I rode BMX.
yeah.
Other people were doing kick flips. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever even seen Josh do a kick flip. I've seen him do a tray flip.
What? No way. Josh could definitely do a
I
kick
think
flip.
he's like a heel flip guy.
I believe that.
I forget that Josh skated. I skateboarded too.
Want to know the coolest thing I've ever watched was Julian and Josh play a game of skate at Final Bout.
That's cool.
No way.
It's pretty cool. I wish I capitalized.
risky.
I wish
What if
I
you got-
Yeah.
What if you got hurt? Josh broke his ankle in Japan
What? I don't remember that.
because you weren't there.
I don't remember that either.
No, the first time
first
they went
time.
to Japan, yeah.
And he broke it? Broke it?
Yeah, he broke his foot. He like tried ollie and hammered down a 3-set and broke his ankle.
Jesus Christ. How long did that take to heal? Do you know?
I think they just put him in a. I think it was like a self remedy. He put himself in a boot or something. I don't know if he actually
probably
went to a
sprained it.
hospital.
Yeah, I feel like he sprained it.
Yeah, breaking an ankle
Breaking an ankle's
and,
bad.
and spraining.
I broke an ankle before.
You have?
You could just put it in a cast or a boot as long as it's not. It's only like As long as any bone is not completely shattered, it'll go back together. Like, we're pretty amazing organisms. So
Yeah,
I broke
it'll
my
go
toe
back
once.
together.
I fucking
Yeah, you know what? There's
right
nothing
back.
to do for a fucking toe.
I
Or
just
a phalange.
I just put it back. And it's just-
Wait, what?
It was probably
I
dislocated.
like bent it back and it made the weirdest sound. It was
Probably
like
popped and it's probably dislocated. And
it was so
wasn't
weird. I
broken.
kicked the soccer ball wrong. Horrible.
It was probably dislocated.
Yeah, I was actually
The
going to
reason
church.
Nick
right
knows
after
all this
that.
stuff is because he was actually an EMT at one point too.
Yeah,
That's
for a long
crazy.
time actually.
Yo, remember when we talked to the guy at Appalachia about Nick was telling me all this crazy shit I've never heard before.
Nick
about
has a
being-
lot
about
of
what the
stories.
cop?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was crazy.
the
Like,
cop thought he's seen some shit. And like,
yeah, and then Nick's like, yeah, I walked
you want
inside
to
this
trade
guy.
war stories? Yeah, let's go. All right, we're on.
That's great.
That guy was. Shout out to that guy. I don't know if he'll ever fucking.
I
hear
don't
this.
fuck with cops. That guy was awesome.
That guy was so. That guy was so real. He was just being mad chill.
You know why? He wanted
Yeah.
to be cool. He wanted to be with the cool guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are kind of cool.
All right, so where did this start? Front Street, right?
So Front Street. So you guys are all skateboarding, and then but here's what happens in a normal friend group.
Yeah.
Someone gets a car.
Someone gets married.
No, that's later.
Josh said that already.
That's later. Someone gets a car. They start driving. Whatever. Then that
Drifting.
person starts drifting.
Yeah.
And then the other friends are like, "Well, I don't like that car," you know. And then they all start doing their own thing, and then they fall apart. But you guys literally all
Well, no, it
bought
didn't really
240s.
start that way. So me, Alex, and Chris, Chris Nazaro got influenced by Staten Island like guys. They were all like Toyota people.
like Cressidas and 1Js and shit. I feel like
Cress-
Josh told me HX35.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So Cressida, Mark III Supra, Mark IV Supras, JZ swapped S chassis. Everything was like Toyota based, more or less. And I don't blame him because this shit definitely works better. This shit is what it is.
He's right. He's
Yo,
right.
they looked at each other because Nick's car's outside.
When it works, it works.
When it works, it works. When it don't,
You're beat.
yeah, call Faction Motor 1-800 save a hoe. So like we all were into that. Josh somewhere was on like the outskirts of that, and he started dating Alex's stepsister and pulled up to Alex. We would like ride street and stuff and be like, oh yeah, that's the kid with the 240. Had like this crusty ass red 240, but we thought it was sick because it was somebody we knew that had a 240. And
Josh
Josh
had
yeah.
the red 240? I thought it was the black one.
He didn't get that one yet.
Oh,
So he had this red hatch.
So he was the
right?
first one.
He was the first one to have an S chassis.
And why did you think it was cool that he had an S chassis?
Because our friend Dave that also rode BMX, his cousin had a drag Salady. It was all gutted out, carbon, everything, drag radial, built SR, like.
so you didn't even like the S chassis because of the drifting thing? You just liked the S chassis, period?
Because it was cool.
Because it was cool. Because
It
you
looked cool.
yeah, just
Yeah, like a child, like when you see a Lamborghini, it looks cool. The fuck?
But this isn't a Lamborghini.
but it's not a Lambo. It's a crusty red 240.
You ever seen a 240 with Lambo doors?
It looks like
That shit go
balls.
hard.
all right. So you guys like these cars because you saw them.
So we
you
liked
knew
them.
people.
We liked them.
They were fast.
Yeah, they were fast. They drift. They were so they had a capability, right? That not every other car.
Yeah.
No, they had a capability that not
I
every.
know,
other,
I know,
So
I
we
know what
come
you-
from using a machine or like a bike, a skateboard. We come from using that thing to do something else, right? So like you may pedal your bike, but I pedal my bike and I throw myself down a handrail, right? Like, so I'm using it to do something else other than just transportation. I want to use my car for something other than just transportation, right? So what else has style, looks cool, like can get me places, like what else could do that? A fucking drift car. Like everything else to me just seemed like road racing and like NASCAR, and that was boring.
Yeah.
Or you would drag racing, and to me that seemed kind of corny also. Like
So drifting was already.
it was like
a
doing
big
tricks, kind of, you know?
Yeah.
So like I feel like that's where I was at with that, and then so we seen Josh at like street spots and stuff like skateboarding. We didn't really talk to him too much, and then he got rid of that red one. His friend Rob had like a 300 ZX that would show up here and there.
Was Rob the one that we met?
In
Rob,
Kentucky.
like
You met Rob in
Yeah,
Kentucky.
yeah, yeah.
You've met Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Rob's been spoken about a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Rob
funny.
needs to start drifting again.
He's actually
Yeah, right.
funny as hell. I thought Rob didn't fuck with me when I met him.
He probably didn't.
He probably didn't.
You running your
He probably
mouth.
still doesn't. To be honest, I wouldn't fuck with me. I'm fucking annoying as hell.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. But you fucking love me anyway. Next.
So, where am I now? Calls annoying.
Josh pulls up. You see him at the skate park. You guys.
Crusty
Yeah.
Red 240. It's got a
Crusty Red
capability.
240. I don't know anything. He gets another black one. Then apparently starts dating Alex's stepsister. Shows up at Alex's house with a fucking looks like a 180 SX. Cars on Rezax, like full
Damn, that was fast.
aero. Yeah, it, like he went from like having, I think. Yeah, it was on Rezax when I seen it. So it was like he went from having crusty red hatch to having black hatch with, I don't even know if it had an SR yet, or it had just swapped the SR in it and had full Type X aero with Rezax. Like, I've never seen Josh's black hatch with like a Chuki front end or a pig nose. It was just straight up 180 like the whole way.
Now, I know Chris was the second one to get a car, right?
Chris, Tom's brother?
Chris,
Yeah.
Chris Nazzaro's the second one to get one. He rocked the pig nose with like those gold multi-spoke XXRs.
So did Chris and Josh, were they friends at that time?
Yeah, definitely Josh. As much as Chris would probably say no, I would say like that was definitely influenced from Josh in a way. I mean, like we still had like we're not you know, that old. Like the internet was around, so like the internet definitely I would say like influenced a lot of that. But you know. They both had the same classes in college, so they both went to school together, and they would both drive their 240s together. Chris swapped the SR in his car, and like they just drove them around.
Now at this time, everyone has to understand that Tom is a little kid.
Tom is a child.
Holy shit.
Tom is like
Tom is like
13.
Tom has no S check.
15
Tom doesn't
years
have a
old.
driver's license.
Yeah,
15?
definitely.
How
Tom didn't have a driver's
Tom's
license.
only
when I
like
met
a
him.
year and a half younger than me, but like that year and a half
Is
is huge.
Yeah.
When you're
because-
fucking 17, 18,
and
19.
you can't, and all your like, I have an S14 at this time. Josh has his car. Alex had bought an SR car. Chris has his car. So we all have cars, and like this is like right at the beginning. Well, I guess right at the end of this team bath salts is like the age of like when people were eating each other's faces or something in Manhattan.
They just needed a fucking name. So
We
they
just
said-
needed a name, and we were like, "Oh, this is hilarious!" And then we were like, "Wait, we can't really brand ourselves."
But meanwhile,
as
you
this.
guys were hanging out for like years.
a couple of years.
Like yeah,
Well, me, like,
because there was no
me-
Front Street when I met you guys.
No,
No,
shit.
2012 or 13.
Yeah, so then it had to have just started.
Yeah, 14, I think.
You were bath salts then.
We were nothing, probably.
Nothing.
Yeah, probably not. It was technically it was nothing. I mean, I didn't hear the bath salts thing until like as a joke later
like,
after
after
Front
it was
Street.
already
yeah,
done.
yeah, because it wasn't really serious. It was like fast, but
I don't
yeah,
know.
so-
What do you
It was probably 6 months, and then Chris Nazaro was like, "Yo, I don't think we could be team bath salts." And I was like, it's like, "Yo, you really? You don't think so?"
You don't think that's
He's
gonna
like,
work?
He's like, "Nah, bro."
So then who?
I was like, "So what's the name?" And then it like took like maybe a day or two, and then he came up. He was like, "Yo, Front Street Drift Club," and I was like, "I say less."
Chris Nazaro. Wow,
He made the name.
that's great.
He just bought a Z.
I heard.
What?
Yeah,
Don't tell nobody.
don't tell anyone. Yeah, don't tell anyone.
Chris, I still got that Miata red. I got that Mazda red paint at my house. You know what I'm saying?
For what?
For his fucking little project thing.
FC.